Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' a Country, where I do reactions to non-pop country music. And the country umbrella is pretty big. You've got Western, bluegrass, Americana, all that within Texas Red Dirt, Cajun, within the non-pop country umbrella. Let's see what we got here. Matthew Bullis made a gift to the channel. So Matthew, first, thank you for this. And it's for an artist I'd not heard of, Richard Shindell, and his song Wisteria. But I'm going to read what you had written to me, and this will give some perspective here. Here's a donation for your content, Don. Thank you. I have yet to explore the theology channel. Those of you who I just started I have another channel. It's called Thinking Theology, where it's a non-dogmatic look at theological ideas and concepts and such. Anyway, I have yet to explore the theology channel, but would like you to react to Richard Shindell's song Wisteria. He's one of my favorite songwriters, and many consider this to be his most evocative song. His wife has a rule that whenever he wants a new guitar, he has to sell one. He sold the bouzouki, if you say it correctly, basically an octave mandolin, to a guy on the email discussion list, and later that man sold it to me, so I have a very meaningful instrument I can play. I discussed this with Richard when I saw him in concert a few years ago. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy Wisteria and any other songs you choose to listen to by him, and yada, yada, yada. So there, Matthew from Phoenix. So Matthew, thank you for that, my friend. All right, let's get down to Benny and listen to Richard's song. You think this is his most evocative song? I don't know if anybody's used that word on the channel before. I bet you could play this, Matthew, right? On your bouzouki.
Let's not drive away just yet. Give me a moment more
Tracy Chapman
to walk through those rooms again, to walk through that door. If we turn off the radio, I'm only to close my eyes, and the wind in the sycamores carry me home. The vine of my memory is blooming around those eaves.
Right.
But it's true, it's a chore to tame Wisteria. I'm tempted to ring the bell. Maybe they'd ask me in, or maybe it's just as well,
Maybe,
to let it all be. Remember the price we paid.
suspense.
It seemed like a lot back then. Remember the love we made, the day we moved in. The vine of my memory is blooming around those eaves. But it's true, it's a chore to tame Wisteria.
Interesting that he chose Wisteria, because of course you're going to come up with a theme or an idea for a song, and you want it to sort of like the overall theme to be infused or depicted or characterized or overshadowed or undergirded, however you want to word it, by, but flavored by the flower itself. And Wisteria has a beautiful scent. Phew. I think it's really strong for like 3 weeks out of the year. You could still smell it at other times, but when it's first blooming, I think it's really strong. And maybe that, I don't think that's a coincidence that it happens to be Wisteria, and that's kind of like the sense I'm already getting from the song, but I don't know if he's going to go there. Nice. You can feel it, the flowers shrouded in fog.
It did need some pruning back. I know it's not my place, but how could they just cut it down and leave not a trace? Let's not drive away just yet. Give me a moment more.
Who's he with?
To walk through those dreams again. To walk through that door. The line of my memory still blooms all around those eaves. It's true, it's a chore to tame. Wisteria, Wisteria, Wisteria.
There's some songs there you think there's a metaphor, but it's literal. Other songs, you think it's a metaphor, and it's a metaphor. Sometimes you think it's literal, and it's a metaphor. And this is one of those where the thing that threw me off was in the beginning, and he repeated it once or twice, was the let's not drive away so fast. Now, sometimes when you're talking to yourself, you might refer to yourself sort of in a third person almost, like you're thinking, let's not go now. So that's just figure of speech or colloquialism. But in this one, there's not a specific mention of another person. But I don't know, I just get that it could just be from it could be going back to his childhood house, like Miranda Lambert's The House That Built Me. It's one of those songs, like if I could just go back there and see it, maybe I'd be restored to something, maybe I wouldn't, maybe it's better not to see it. But they cut down the Wisteria. He didn't like the idea that they cut it down, that they should have, it's a chore to maintain it on the eaves, but, just trim it back. You don't have to kill the whole thing. But I get the sense in this one, especially with the word evocative that you use, Matthew, and it would have been evocative anyway, that it evokes the idea of a relationship that didn't work. This wasn't his childhood house per se, because when you're a child, you're not responsible for pruning back the Wisteria. This is one of those things that would be like more of a marital home, and he'd be responsible for pruning back the Wisteria. And evidently, it didn't work. We didn't find out why. We didn't find out who. We didn't find out any of the preceding details or the succeeding details. It just was. So, all right. That was one of those Kevin R. Carr, Jeff Cather type songs lyrically. So, all right. Mac Gallardo, certainly. I'm going to rate this one. I like his voice, too. It reminded me a little bit of Tracy Chapman's. And the songwriting reminded me a little bit of Jim Croce's. So there's a lot going on there. He also sounded like he had almost like a Scottish brogue to his voice, but I couldn't quite pick it out. I'm going to come in. And I don't rate my songs, if you're new to the channel, based on popularity and what songs would have done on the charts. I rate them based on what I experienced when hearing and feeling the song. And to me, this is a 9.2. There was intrigue in this, and there still is intrigue in it. So maybe I'll do a follow-up song to let us know more. Maybe not. All right. So Matthew, thank you for that, my friend. You can thank Matthew for that. I'll see you on another video, folks. Have a great day. Keep rocking the country.